partnering with integrity means I'm here to stay. As in, I love this industry. I'm more excited about it than I have ever been. As a matter of fact, I am like the tail number on my jet. I'm in 24/7. Are you?
All got the same amount of time, and it's going to take a time, and it depends on how we use our time. But what do you got your mind set on? What do you got your mind set on? I love what Ray said earlier, and that's why Mike had her say it, because it's what you got your mind set on is what you're going to get. And she's got her mind set on agency manager by the end of November. And it's going to take time, and it's going to take money, and it's going to take patience. And Mike, I love that I have an opportunity to be a partner with $1 billion company. I said it at the agency managers meeting in Tampa. I was glad to hear your wife repeat what I had said at one of these meetings, I think at TWC about a month back, because it resonated. And it is something that's major, and all of us have an opportunity to grab it.
World, watch. You're going to see something you ain't never seen before. It's about ready to see what the Alliance can do, baby.
Alaska, baby. The last great frontier. Maybe, I don't know, Alaska. It's cold up there, that's why I got my jacket on, and they got ice glaciers. We're going to cruise Alaska. It's not just a cruise, it's a journey. The ovation of the seas. We are going cruising. And where are we going while we're cruising in Alaska? Juneau. Yes, I know, it's Juneau. It is the largest capital in the United States of America. You're gonna see orcas, you're gonna see humpback whales, you're gonna see them sea dogs, you're gonna see the sea sails, you're gonna see everything up in Juneau, because Juneau. Have you ever been dog sledding? You get on the back of the sled. Oh, look, or you down like this right here. You like this right here. There's a country song that says, if I never get to see the Northern Lights, I bet you go on this cruise, you're gonna get to see the Northern Lights.
In North Carolina. Now, let's hear it for our host, Bad Cats.
I am so excited to be coming to you live from Wilmington, North Carolina. We are just honored that we are getting to be a part of the TWC, to be able to kind of come together. And honestly, what I want to do today, us and the team that's here in front of me, is we're just going to share our hearts. To me, the Alliance is such a special, special place, that it is a place that Adam and I could come, school teachers who had no business experience, financial hardship, married problems, because we were married at the time. We're still married. We'll actually celebrate 30 years coming up at the end of this month. So it has provided a place for us to call home. It has provided a place for us to change the story we tell for our family, to change the legacy of our children. And it's just, it's humbling to know that we get to be a part of it, and that this team impact is going to share with you today, because what the Alliance is doing in our life is the things that stories are going to be written up, books are going to be written up. And so we're just honored to be here today. And so excited that you are here today, because that means that you are taking a step out and you're looking to accomplish something different in your life. And what I want to tell you throughout today is that it is the people of the Alliance, it's the system that we have in place and the leadership we have in place, that when we marry those two together, it allows you to change your world. And so that's what we're all about today. We're talking about changing the world. The reason we can talk about changing the world is that we have example after example after example of people who are doing the Alliance do. They are taking advantage of the system, they're running with it, and they're saying, hey, what do I need to do today, like now and right now? What do I need to be doing right now that will help change my life? So as we get kicked off today, let's turn over to the leaderboards. So Stephen, if we can go to the activity numbers, and let's kind of take a look at that, and let's see this week who is coming out of the gate, who's been working hard. So let's see. All right, yeah. So we are looking at the top 3 life producers. Coming in at number 1, Megan Wood, setting the example. Oh my gosh, as we go through the leaderboards, you're going to hear her name a lot because Megan is out there working. And what she has decided is that regardless of the obstacles that life is throwing at her, she's still going to take off and do the activity. So coming in number 1 on Life Submit, 57 applications for 26,419. 57 applications. Way to go, Megan. Number 2, Jonathan and Megan Yakey. I know that Mike and Michelle are so proud of Jonathan and Megan and what they're putting in place. It's cool watching legacies. It's cool watching the second generation of people come on. So Jonathan and Megan, 9 applications for 18,422. And number 3, Sue Love on Brandon Manley's team. Way to go. 4 applications for 16,800. And I look over here, there's also the column about IULs and UL app. And so they added some along there as well. All right, top 12 life producers. So this is issue paid. Swati Gupta is number 1 with 18,000. Sue Love, number 2 with 16,818. Megan Wood, 13,960. Number 4, Joseph 2 on Mike and Brittany Rodriguez's team. We hear his name popping up a lot with 12,000. Jake and Belle Krause, my good friends. They have done a lot for our family. And so 10,805 for Jake and Belle. Coming in at number 6, Joseph Dukes, 9,719. Number 7, Roy Bean and Ariel with 9,489. Number 8, Amar Stewart on Riddle's team, 9,058. Number 9, James and Pam Alara with 8,838. Number 10, Jake and Veray, showing us what a young couple can do when they conquer it together, 8,752. Jonathan and Megan Yakey, number 11. Again, we're hearing their name, 8,173. And Marisol brings in number 12 with 7,711. So that's our top 12 life producers issue paid. And so issue paid, submit is wonderful. We love our submit. Issue paid means the cha-ching has gone into your bank account. And I like that. It means that when you start pulling your commissions on the art, it just starts spinning a little bit longer because it's got more and more money to calculate. All right, so our top 5 annuity producers issue paid. Number 1 is Eric and Bobby Belair with $257,250. And that was 2 applications. Number 2 is Danny Williams with $199,918. Number 3, Jerry Gonzalez with $44,377. And Amara Brock, I apologize if I got that wrong, is number 4 with $38,078. And number 5, Jessica Phillips, we're going to be hearing her a little bit later on today, is number 5 with $26,397. So good job on the annuities. All right, and our top 3 on Foresters, one of our favorite companies, and Foresters likes to give a little extra to us. So coming in at number 1 is Debbie Ben with 6,720. And number 2 is Roy and Ariel with 6,674. And number 3 is David Lewis with 4,152. Good job with Foresters. And top 10 recruiters. All right. So what I love is that we get to do this business. We get to do this business and make money and just by getting up and going out ourselves and doing our job. But when we can bring on other people, it's like one snowflake, it's just a snowflake, but you get a lot of snowflakes together. And now you got a big snowball, which of course in the middle of June, and we're hit 80 some degrees in Wilmington. It's probably not the thing to be talking about, but think about it takes a lot of snowflakes coming together to make a real big difference. And that's what we do as the Alliance. We're all just coming together. We're going to be one big snowball. But it takes, we got to do the recruiting to get there. We got to bring other people. We got to invite them into our lives. And so these top 10 recruiters have been doing just that. So Jason and Olga Mathis, good job. 5 recruits. Number one, I guess it's number 1 and number 2 are kind of tied, and they've got the same number of recruits. Paul Roberts, number 2 with 5 recruits. I know Paul's got Tori in his office handling that. And again, that's that second generation coming on. And we're so proud of what Tori is accomplishing and how she's growing. And I've loved watching her on the TWCs and activity calls, watching her just grow into the role that she has within Paul's office. So good job there. Number 3, Terry and Tia Edwards. They've got 4 recruits. Then we come in and we get several here with 3. So we got Alex Abian, Brandon and Ashley Beal, and Andy Riddle all have 3 new recruits this week. And then we get into the 2s, and we've got Mike Guerrera, Gustav Perez, and Michelle Lee, and Michael Moffitt. So good job with 2 recruits for each of those. So that's this week activity numbers. Let's go ahead and handle some of the rest of the leaderboards, Steven. So let's pull up the other ones. Let's see what we got coming in here. Okay, so this is, all right, I got to get so I can see. So I'm looking on my phone and need to actually pull up the right email. Give me 1 second. There it is. Okay. All right. Now I can see. I can see clearly now. Adam is better at taking off the song than I am. All right. So we are looking at the $100,000 business builder bonus. Y'all understand that Andy is saying he's so good at tricking us into doing what we're supposed to be doing anyway. So we sell and recruit. We sell and we recruit. And Andy says, hey, if you'll go out and do the recruiting, I've got a pot of $100,000 that I want to give you for doing what you're supposed to be doing anyway. We're doing part of our job. And so this is exciting. So we are looking at who has the most number of legs come into family reunion. You're like, well, why is that important? Because getting around the team matters. And the more we know that the people that get the most people to family reunion are going to be the superstars coming out of family reunion. So you're like, how do I poise myself to just, have that jet fuel rocket propulsion, whatever, coming out of a family reunion? Get more people there. Get yourself there. Get others there. So what Andy is saying is, hey, we're looking to see who's got the most people signed up to come to family reunion. And if the contest ended today, if family reunion was here right now, today, in this moment, and all people show up, which they should do because they have a ticket, who would get into this pot of $100,000? So coming in right now at number 1, way to go, is Carrie and Mike Williams. So 8 legs with ticket. Number 2, and I know this rubs him the wrong way because he's personal to us, but Mark Muller is number 2. So look, he's got 8 legs coming in. The difference is that little bit difference in personal production, because that's how we break a tie. We already got in place how we're going to break a tie. Because what you'll see is when you're looking down here is that they're clusters, like 8 and 7 and 6. You know, there's a lot at 6, there's a lot at 5, there's a lot at 4. We all bunch up. That little bit of extra effort just to get one more person makes it separates you. It allows you to step out and get noticed more on your own. So let's keep on. We're going to keep on growing. These are just the numbers. You know, we're just looking here at June 9th. Today is June 9th, and we've still got all of June and really almost all of July to get and talk to one more person. All right, so Mike and Carrie would get $10,000 if it ended today. Mark Muller would get $8,000. And that makes a huge difference. That frees you up to do a whole lot for your team. All right. So number 3 is Rogers and Kim Strotter. I love hearing that their names there, and they're just doing a lot of recruiting. Proud of them. Number 4, Buck Rollins. Number 5, Chris Robinson. 6, Jake and Beret. 7, Kyle and Janina. 8, Tim and Nikki. Number 10, Lou Abadi. Number 9, I put in those back orders. Number 9 is Lou Abadi. Number 10 is Jan Miller. Number 11, John Thorman. And let's see, so all that's up to, that's your 6. And we're going to add Paul Jera is number 12. So 6 people, they've got 6 legs coming. All right. Coming in at 13, we've got Megan Wood. We're now hitting the 5 legs coming. So Megan Wood, Stephanie Rodriguez, March Hutchinson, Marty and Deanna Doge, Mia Fennell. 5 still, Danny Johnson, Dalen and Eli, Simons, Mike Guerrera, Ellen Rosen. So proud of them. So glad to have them healthy and back at it, conquering the world. James and Cherish Obar, and Stanley Aldridge, Alan Hooley, and Andrew and Paula Argenio coming in there with 4 legs. That's where the money ends. But look, that's only 4. That's only 4 legs, and he's still in production, and you got a shot at some money. Yeah, so you can go find 1 more. You can go find 2 more. You can go find 20 more. People are hungry in this world today. We've gone through the craziness of COVID when people realize that their jobs aren't quite the stability that they thought. You know, the go to school, get a good job, get a good education, get a good job. That doesn't give you stability. We get to take control of that. So let's continue fighting to get 1 more person out there. All right. So the money gets split among non-agency managers, because we want the growth here at the bottom, right? The growth of the newer people. Well, agency managers, everybody that's growing is in one of our businesses. So Andy's like, you're gonna profit by the rest of the team going out and working because your business grows. So it's not a money thing here for us as on the AM leaderboards, but it might be a pride and ego thing. It might be we want recognition among the team. So Adam and I are honored that our name does appear number 1 right now. And we're excited about that because we've got so many things happening on Team Impact. Number 2, Diane Lampy, Jason and Olga, Paul Roberts, Mike and Noel Leventovich, Stephen and Holly Davies, Alex Abian, Carrie and Tia, Jake and Bell, Andy Riddle, Eric and Bobby Belair, Marcus and Carla Richardson, Jason and Tony Carey, Fitzgerald. All have, that takes us through 10 people coming in, top 14. So we are excited to see who on our team is going to get the money. Like that, I think for the agency managers, we are wanting people on our team to appear on the other leaderboard, which helps us appear on this leaderboard. But it's all about us working together to get one more person, because the power, we are going to have corporate headquarters rocking, and we're going to be touching lives, changing thought process, and just growing like crazy. You got to get one more. If you get one more today, and then you get one more tomorrow, and then you get one more Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, like let's just get one more. Okay. 40/40 Fight Club. I love the messaging that we've been doing. You know, we are looking for people who are going to say, this is how we go out and work. We sit down with families and help protect them with insurance and hospital indemnity and Medicare and annuities and IULs. And then we share the opportunity with people who are hungry and we're looking for them. And so 40/40 Fight Club, these are the people who are consistently doing the activity. And here's what I like. We've set the goal of 40/40, and we've got people who are out there every single week doing 40/40. Those examples are there. But Andy also, he gives grace. He gives grace for us to grow into who we can become. And so if 40/40 in a week scares the mess out of you, that's okay. Start where you are. Maybe your goal right now is 10 a week or 15 a week. Maybe it takes you a month to fill in 40/40. That's okay. Just move. Just do something. Just take one step more towards creating the goals that you want. So 40/40 Fight Club, we have some awesome swag. We've got hoodies and pants and hats and tumblers. So just kind of breezing through these. We've got Jason, Olga, Megan Wood, Jared Gonzalez, James and Pam Malera, Stephanie Rodriguez, Sabrina Floyd, Jake and Bray Joseph, Alfonso Thomas, Mindy Shipley, Jake and Belle Krause, Tim and Nikki Long, Carrie and Tia Edwards, Steve Maxim, Janina Wilson, Chris and Courtney Long, Alan Hooley, Chris Manifold, Jessica Phillips, James Alston, Dalen Simons, Joseph Dukes. Let's see, I think that gets us through all that have gotten like all of the swag. And so we're just proud of each one of those people who are still going out there and doing it, because it just takes that consistency of effort. Dee Henderson, Sean and Letty Rivet, Robert Wilson, Gus and Mercedes, Adam and Beth, Marty Doge, Dennis Lyons, Mike and Noel Leventovich, Jose Compton, Lou Abadi, Brian Rojas, Marvin Otsoy, Jerry and Cassie Burbage, Mike and Carrie Williams, Jason and Honey Carey, Stephen and Holly Davies, Ava Rosso, Carolyn Powell, Charlie Boysen, Mike Morisi, Christian Zach. So good job on all of you for at least getting the forms in, doing the work and then getting the forms in. Like, keep track of what you're doing. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more later, but keep track of what you are doing and let Andy always says it's a sad dog that doesn't wag his own tail. So if you're out there doing the work, get your name sent in, fill out the form, send it in. We want to celebrate you for doing the work that it takes. We are going to Alaska. If you talk to Adam and me about, hey, y'all travel a lot with the Alliance, what's one of your favorite trips? It is the Alaska cruise. It is, I'm a sun and beach girl. Like, give me the hot sand, give me the sun, give me the ocean breeze, an ocean wave, and I am a happy girl. So the first time we said that about going to Alaska, I'm like, it's cold in Alaska. But we got there and it is the most pristine surroundings that you can ever imagine. And to see the icebergs and the glaciers and to watch the whales. I sat outside on our balcony one day and I watched it was like 10 whales and probably 50 dolphins just preaching, and the dolphins were jumping and playing. And I just sat there for probably an hour and just mesmerized by these magnificent creatures. And you get to see that, like you get to be a part of that if you'll go out and do the work to get there. So we are excited to be going to Alaska. This is a whole year-long qualification. And we get to do the extension in Seattle. And so, we're not even 6 months through. We're not even halfway through the year. And we've got people who have already won it. So here's what we've got. So coming in, Megan Wood has qualified for both Alaska and Seattle, and already qualified for Alaska. Jake and Belle Krause, Mark Hutchinson, Eric and Bobby Belair, Joe and Tawny Walker, Jeff Turner and Kelly Haney, Jonathan and Megan Yakey, Brant and Jill Swindell, Stephen and Holly Davies, Jake and Bray Joseph, Mark and Carla Richardson, Joseph Tu, James Bubba Skinner, and Mercedes and Gus Run. So those have already qualified, and we got lots more people that are so close. Look, Jeff Schultz right there. So good job on that. It's not too late. Look, you're going to hire somebody. Here's the crazy thing. You're going to hire somebody in September and October. They're going to take advantage of all the bonus points that Andy's put out there, and they're going to qualify for the trip. So let's just keep working, because we need to take over the whole boat. Like, we can do it. We can do it. All right. And then we've got the managers. Let's see, is this the Alaska Extreme bonus? The Extreme bonus. Oh, gotta look at the heading here. So, COVID world, crazy things happen. We didn't get to go to Alaska last year like we were planning to. So once again, Andy has said, hey, the money we would have spent on a trip, let's give it to people that go above and beyond. So Andy said, we're going to have a bucket of $1 million. This is $1 million. And when you qualify for Alaska, and then we go above and beyond, we're going to put that into a qualifier. So if the contest ended today, look at this. If the contest ended today, Megan would get $293,343.58 as a bonus, not instead of her commissions that she's been pocketing all year long, not instead of a trip. This is in addition to, like, more, plus both of them. You get both the commission and the trip and the extra money. So Andy's putting together a pool, and we're looking to see who wants to qualify. So right now, we can see here people that are in the running for some money. We've got Megan Wood, Paul Roberts, Stephen and Holly Davies, Jake and Belle Krause, Mark Hutchinson, Eric and Bobby Belair, Joe and Tawny Walker, Jeff and Turner and Kelly Haney, Jonathan and Megan Yakey, Brant and Jill Swindell, Jake and Beret, Marcus and Carla, James Bubba Skinner, Joseph Tu, and Gus and Mercedes. So all these are in the running to get some of that money. So we were excited about that, and can't wait to see what the final numbers are when that comes through. F&G, another one of our carriers, they are putting together another awesome event, and they have a rookie category and a veterans category. So in the runnings right now, for that, in the veterans, we've got Joseph Duke, Marisol Ramirez, Sean Boone, Demetrius Curry, Brandon Ashley Bill, Doug Becker, James Austin. And the rookies here, we're looking at Shavonda Griffin, Mitchell Jones, and Justin Nugent. And so we're looking for y'all who want to step up and take advantage of that. So I am seeing here we've got lots of people who are in the runnings. Remember that we do need 5 policies. So it's not just having the production type of production, but we want 5. Why? Because if you can do 1, you can do 5. So let's get there and help some more families doing that. All right, power of 10K. So this is Danny Williams with his first week of having 10,000 or more in issue paid production. And we say the or more because if you look at him, he's got $19,991.85. Good job, Danny. Danny is part of Grace McGill's team. All right. Issue paid year to date. Why would I say year to date? Because it takes a whole year to make up a year of issue paid production. And we're looking for people who consistently get out there and work. So issue paid, Megan Wood. Look at this. She has issue paid $412,523 of premium. So good job, Megan. Number 2, Jake and Belle Krause, Jeff Turner and Kelly Haney, Mark Hutchinson, Eric and Bobby Belair, Jonathan Megan Yakey, Joe and Tawny Walker, Joseph Tu, Vinod Gahu Roy, Brant and Jelson Glendale, Jake and Veray, Marcus and Carla, Stephen and Holly Davies, Bubba Skinner, Robert Wilson, Dustin Mercedes, Stephanie Rodriguez, Thomas Murphy, James and Pamela, and Kyle and Janina Wilson rounding out our top 20. So it's how do they get there? One app at a time, one family at a time, one bit of effort at a time, and you just multiply that. All right. So scrolling on through. Hey, there are a lot of names on this list. How do I get my name read out? Do a little bit more. Get higher on the leaderboards. June issue paid production. So coming in we're looking at what's happened this month. Eric and Bobby are leading us with 30,160 of premium. And then we've got Danny Williams, Swati Gupta, Sue Love, Megan Wood, Joseph Tu, Jake and Bell, Joseph Dukes, Roy and Ariel, Amar Stewart, Pam and James and Pamela, Jake and Veray, Jonathan and Megan, Marisol, Maricia Romero, Joshua Mills, Kyle and Janina, Debbie Ben, Jess Phillip, and Chris Abear. So that's coming up our top 20 for issue paid for June, which we are just basically a week into June. So good job there. All right, moving on to submitted life apps, Life Premium. And we've got Megan Wood coming in number 1, Jonathan Megan, Sue Love, Kyle and Janina, Robert Wilson, Joseph Tu, Amar Stewart, Tim Tipton, Marvin and Rachel, Jeff and Kelly. You're hearing the same names because they're the people out working. And the more consistently we'll be out there working, the more your name will be on these leaderboards consistent. So good job on that. Recruits year to date. Jason and Olga are leading the country right now. Andy Riddle, Paul Roberts, Brandon and Ashley Bill, Alex Fabian, Joseph Tu, Mike and Noel Leventovich, Jeremy and Amy Patton, Stephen and Holly Davies, ABTF. And again, we're going to change more lives when we get more people. Like the more we reach out our hand and meet someone else's hand, meet someone else's heart, the more we're going to grow the alliance, the more you're going to grow your business, the more you're going to change your family, and the more we're going to wage this war on poverty. All right, and looking specifically at June data for recruits, again, Jason and Olga, Paul and Tamara, Terry and Tia, Brandon and Ashley, Alex Fabian, Riddle, Michael Guerrera, Michael Moffitt, Gus, and Trevor DeShaw. Okay. And this is recruits. Let's see. This is the week 5:30 to 6:05. Paul Roberts is leading us on that one. and Terry and Tia. And it matters your width and depth, because as you build a team, it's not just what you're adding to your personally, but your job is to reach down and help the people you hire find somebody else. So good job there. And I think that covers it for our leaderboard. So thank you, Stephen, for helping us through that. So the topic for today's call is get out of your head and out of your own way. And so here's what I have learned is that a lot of times when you're given a topic to talk about, it's either because you're really good at it or because it's what you really need to work on. And I am always in my head. These like 6 inches, if you're like me, that can be the biggest minefield that stops you. Like you're like, what's holding you back? And you're looking and you're thinking about what in the world is keeping me from rearing on and going forward and doing everything I want to do. And the fact of the matter is that we have a lot of responsibility for it. That what we're thinking translates into what we're doing. And I am guilty of having those snakes in my head. Some of those thoughts that fly through are real, and some of them are imagined. So I'll just be honest and share with you that I woke up this morning from a dream that I was trying to do the TWC, and there was a daycare all around me, and there were little kids, toddlers, like holding up, like their scribbled coloring pictures that you go, oh, what a masterful artwork. Well, if y'all start seeing kids run through here, we're in trouble. So, because that was the tame part. That was the what I will share of my vision of what TWC was like today. So you're not alone in having these things that cross our minds. In the book, Outwitting the Devil, talks about that one of the things that keeps us from getting where we want to go is that we can get filled with doubt, and we can get filled with distractions, and we can get filled with we call it drifting. And one time I none of y'all ever do this, so don't claim this at all. But the phones, and you can download an app that has a game that you can play. And I started to download this game, and then the production company or the maker or whatever was called Drifting. And I was like, oh no, that's why we don't do this, because that's a distraction. It's that temptation to do something that doesn't help you get where you want to go instead of doing something that does help you get where you want to go. All right, those of y'all who are on the screen with me, y'all ever have snakes in your head? Anybody ever like, oh my gosh, these thoughts, if I could just didn't have to deal with these thoughts. Okay, just making sure that we're all on the same page, that we're a kindred spirit. And that's what I want, Alliance Nation, that's what I want you to know, is that you are special and you are unique, but having snakes in your head, we all got them. Like that happens to everybody. And when you run into challenges and when you run into thoughts that aren't helping you get where you want to go, you're not alone. And I remember Andy saying this years ago. It's probably been one of the most freeing things I heard him say, is that you are not responsible for your thoughts. Like things are going to bombard you. That's just, like all these atoms or whatever, just hitting up against your face and whatever the physics and all that kind of stuff is. Thoughts are going to come. That's why advertisements are on TV, right? Because they are bombarding you with the hope that they're going to get inside your head. So when you think something, that's not always your fault. It's what you do with what you're thinking about. That's what you're responsible for. You're not responsible for your thoughts, but you're responsible for what you do with your thoughts. And that's where we get to be in control. That was what Brian Tracy was talking about last week, was that, oh my gosh, he was supposed to talk for an hour, and he gave us an hour and a half of his wisdom. That just says a lot about the relationship he has with Andy and how much value he sees in helping Andy out. But we're not responsible for our thoughts. We're responsible for what we do with them. And the more we'll take responsibility for what we're thinking, the faster we are going to move to a greater vision. So a lot of us, we come into the Alliance because we want to change something. You might come here because you didn't like the financial situation you're in. Maybe you didn't like the job that you're in, and you feel like you have so much more to give to the world than what you're doing. Or maybe you have it was a relationship, and you respected somebody, and they said, hey, come join me. You're like, yeah, I like hanging out with you, so I'm gonna come join you. You came in here with a vision. We're fighting a war on poverty. We want you to have financial freedom. We want you to have the peace of mind that comes with having plenty of money. That old pom-pom, peace of mind, plenty of money. And for a lot of us, Andy has given us the opportunity now to go part, to take our creation, our blood, sweat, and tears, and move it to the next level. And that's what Adam and I are fighting for. And we're so thankful for Paul and Tamara Roberts and the example that, Andy went. We look at the business Andy has, but Paul and Tamara have gone part. And that means that you and I can get part. That means that we have an opportunity that for regular people, we have an opportunity. And I love that. So I want to give us 3 quick things, and then we're going to talk to some of our team here. But 3 things that I want you to work on changing so that you can get out of your head and get out of your own way. So the first, in how to change, I want you to know that you are worthy. That you are worthy. Those little dreams and visions and goals that you have, that have come to you, that just kind of stir up inside your soul, you're worthy of that. Who you are today may need to change and evolve and grow so that you can achieve those, but you are worthy. You are not defined by your past, neither your past failures nor your past victories are defining where you are. And how do you change that thought process from the I'm not worthy? We're going to defeat those lies with truth. And that is what Andy and Jane and Mike and Noel and Paul and Tamara, if I start naming names, I can think back to conversations that Adam and I have had with members of the Alliance leadership that have sparked that hope, that help us go, you know what, maybe Adam and I can do this. So you are worthy. So today, June 9th at 1:12, I want you to know that you are worthy. Write it down. You are worthy. How do you change? We're going to fight a war. So number 2 is we're going to fight a war. We're fighting a war on poverty. We're fighting a war on all the hang up, mess ups, goof up, all the things that you're carrying, that all those things that make you want to think that you're not worthy. We're going to fight a war on those. But can I give you some hard truth? Fighting a war is bloody and messy. And anytime we think we're going to go to the next level and not get not get beat up, not take a blow, not take a setback. Anytime I don't know where we go, where we went wrong in raising our kids or in us being raised, but somehow we think it's bad and then it's good, and it's easy to get from bad to good. Like, we got to go through stuff. We've got to fight a hard fight. We've got to change, and we've got to get better. And having fear and having failure is not a sign of weakness. And I fight this battle a lot, that whole fear thing. So Adam came to me and said, hey, they've invited us to host the TWC today. And I was going, he goes, but I'm on an airplane. He's flying to Kansas City. He's going to see some of y'all tonight. He's like, I'm in the air. I can't do it. So you want to do it? And I was like, me by myself? Like, I'm really good being Adam's sidekick. I like that. We're good there. Me by myself. And I was, everything in me. He's like, you're going to have the team with you. And I'm like, I know, but. Well, I happened to remember the Bible verse that I had written down that morning because I had done my little journaling. And the verse said, don't be afraid. Don't stay silent. Speak up. So just as Adam really was walking out the door, he's like, all right, I'll tell him we can't do it. I'm like, no. Here we are. Because I had to say yes. Even though this is intimidating, I'll be honest, this is intimidating. It is more important to me that we hit someone else's heart, that we find someone else who's just trying to hang on another day, wants to fight another fight, and they are saying, okay, just because it's hard today doesn't mean it won't be hard tomorrow. Like whatever's hard right now, it's going to get easier the more you do it. So let's keep on. All right, and then number 3, and this is really where we're getting to. How do you get out of your head? Work is the cure. So you're worthy. It's going to take a fight. There is a war, but work is the cure. We can work our way out of any circumstance. It is easier to work your way into a feeling than to feel your way into work. And I don't like that. I really want to feel inspired and feel happy and feel bold and feel before I start doing. Like in my world, I have all my ducks in a row. Everything is perfect. And then I can do it. That's not the way it happens. We've got to get out there and go to work when we don't feel like it, when you'd rather hit the snooze, when you'd rather watch TV, when you'd rather hang out with your friends, when you'd rather. But we got to go to work. And whatever we're trying to replace in our life, whatever we're trying to make better, we can't just stop doing bad things, stop doing negative habits and just say, oh, I don't do it anymore. Like quitting smoking or quitting eating chocolate chip cookies or quitting whatever. You've got to replace it with something else. And so we're looking at people who will replace it with a positive work. When we make a decision that we're going to change our lives, it's a decision to go to work. It's a decision to pay attention to our numbers. It's a decision to get better. And that's why I'm so proud of this team that you've got in front of you today. So if we kind of look at what Team Impact has been doing, our team issue paid $285,000 in the month of May. We have had 5 consecutive months of growth. So month over month over month over month, this team, these people have gone to work, and we're seeing the result. It didn't all start in January. A lot of it started last year, and we're going to hear some of those stories. But I know one of the things that Adam and I are really fired up about, and he's been tracking numbers closely. But he said, let's see, what did we do in January, February, March, and April of 2020? versus what we've done in January, February, March, and April of 2021. And we're up 55% growth. And so we are fired up because people are going to work. Andy has set the example, the Alliance team has set the example, and this group of people in front of you today, they're going to work. So what I love is that we are a team of people who have stakes in our heads, and we're working and we're fighting and we're getting better, and we'll be better tomorrow than we are today. But today we're going to do the best we can do. So Tiffany, I want to start off with you. Can you unmute yourself there? Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
I'm super. How are you, Beth?
I'm awesome. I am awesome. So Tiffany, kind of give a high level introduction of yourself, like, you know, where you're from, family, and all that kind of good stuff.
Okay. So I was born in Chicago, live in Kansas City now. I have two beautiful children that are kind of my purpose for being in the company. They are Austin is, oh my gosh, he's 13 and Jake is 17, and then I have four stepsons, so there's 6 boys altogether, and so they're all over the place in ages up to 26, and I have a wonderful husband, and he actually started doing the Alliance with us. But the reason I came into the Alliance was I had met Linda, and I can't even begin to express just my gratitude and how much I just absolutely adore working with Linda and with the team and with Adam and Beth, with you guys. It has been the biggest blessing that my life ever could have had. I came from I did hair for a while, so I was a cosmetologist, and then I was in hospitality management, and then wound up in insurance. Worked for a guy who embezzled all the money from our company. We wound up opening our own, and he embezzled all the money. And along the path, Linda and I were in the same building, working long hours together, and got to know each other and talked about the Lord. And I saw something special in her, and that's truly what brought me to the Alliance. And
that's it. It's a lot of times some of our best people will come from the people that you meet and you connect with, and just reach out, be a friend, right? So Tiffany, you are super packed. Yay.
Yeah.
And so I've got that you have. Here's this for consistency. 22 out of 22 weeks, Tiffany has submitted business every week. Consistency. So you kind of said that we all agreed we had snakes in our heads. What have you done to fight the snake to make a decision to be consistent?
Yeah, so there's been a few things that have really helped me. One has really just been activity. That's been the biggest thing. I mean, it doesn't matter. You kind of have to make your own luck, right? There is no luck. Like, if you look at it, a great example is Megan Wood. That girl is out working, like crazy working. And so our team, I mean, we've kind of grouped together and just made some decisions as a team, and we plug into each other. And every week we push for that 40-40, and my 40 may be different than someone else's 40, but ultimately we're getting to 40, right? That 40 appointments.
How are you tracking that? Are you?
So I do, I personally run 15 appointments to 20 appointments a week. So if I don't hit 5,000 in AP to submit, then I run an extra 5 appointments. And then when I don't have my kids, then I'm running extra just because I can. But I have my own spreadsheet that I track stuff with, but to be completely honest, the tools that the Alliance has, our whole team is actually putting in the numbers in the ARC. You guys, the ARC is so fantastic. because we can pull that every number and we can pull it into our own spreadsheet. We can see our percentages of where we're at, where we're doing good, where we're not doing good. We've got everything. I know that my sit ratio is only at 52%. So that means that I need to work better, maybe either on my phone script or about, just, I don't know, I guess it's just what it is. But obviously I'm doing something that I need to get better at. My close ratio is at 59%. So we know this because we're inputting our numbers every single week. We put our dials in, our contacts, what we've submitted, and then we compare it to the annual premium that is actually issue paid. And then we make sure that everything that goes in there is getting issued and we're not missing. So we have our team. So I've got like 5 people that I'm working with too, and we meet with them every week and we go over. I meet with Linda every week, and gosh, the biggest thing is just is plugging in the 8 steps. It's pretty profound because that you can't really get away from it. If you follow those steps, you'll be successful. And everything that the ARC has for us is you have all the tools that you need to succeed.
We really do. The financial investment that Andy has made to create the ARC is outrageously phenomenal. Like, that's how much he believes in us, that he's willing to give us all these tools. And it's up to us to go out and work. And I'm so proud of Tiffany. I'm so proud of you for making that decision that, like, we'll be real, right? Not every week is always a perfect week. Not every week that we sit everybody we want to sit or clothe everybody we want to. But I love that you've made that decision to fight so that when the numbers aren't where you want them to be, you don't quit. You don't like, I'll do better. You're going to keep fighting to the very end. And that's what I'm so excited, is watching that happen, watching that process of, and it's a growing process, and it's okay if you need to grow. Some people are going to come in, some of y'all out there today are like, you're on fire. You come in, you got your mind right, you good, you just solid work and solid result. And some people need a little love, need a little process, need a little, and that's okay. Wherever you are today, you take it and you get better. And that consistency, I've watched Tiffany with, every time you've decided to up your activity, then you fight to meet that new activity goal. And that's awesome. That's so proud of what you're putting together, Tiffany. So thank you for that. Thank you for being on Super PAC and for the consistency that you're showing to our team. Dan Mirdo. How are you, Dan?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. I saw the cat around earlier. So Dan, same thing, Myrtle Beach area. Tell us a little bit about Deanna and family stuff that you got going on.
Sure, yeah. So we are Dan and Deanna Mirdo. We live in Little River, South Carolina, which is just on the outskirts of Myrtle Beach. And we've been with the Alliance since 2018. Previous to this, we were in the restaurant business. We owned a pizzeria. And ultimately that fell through, and that's how we found the Alliance. I did want to say real quick, just a thank you, Beth, to you and Adam for everything that you've done for us, personally, professionally, the opportunity to be on this call. Thank you, Andy and Jane, for creating the Alliance and all the resources. And then also a special thanks to anyone that's ever done a call or done a training or, had the courage to tell their story. I don't want anyone to ever take it for granted that people are listening, and really makes an impact on our hearts and keeps us in the fight when we don't want to be. And lastly, thanks to Johnny, Jill, and Avery up at the office for all their work. But yeah, I just want to say that.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. So you, when you hit the Alliance, would you characterize yourself as having a fast start, or were you more of a let's crock-pot it a little bit?
Is there a word for slower than slow?
So your business has taken off dramatically in the last year. I mean, I think about where you were last March when the world was shutting down, and you kind of made a decision then that really went into full effect come June. Kind of what was that thought process? What helped you get there, and how did you make that decision?
Sure. Yeah. So the mindset when I first started was I just lacked the confidence. Sales, insurance, everything about it was new to me. I put myself in a mold or a stereotype that I thought I couldn't do it, if that makes sense. I was here. I loved the people. That's what kept me around. The environment that you and Adam have created for us to let us grow and thrive and never push us to the point where we felt used. Adam always set goals and always inspired us, but it was never felt any sort of way of that you didn't have our best interest at heart. And so again, thank you for that. And the mindset was just, we can't do it. We saw Brant Swindell. We saw all these guys, 10,000 a week. And if you asked me back then, I would never, ever even think I could do 10,000 in a month. That's just where I was. I don't know if it was self-belief or self-doubt. And just chugging along and getting some success, making sales, realizing that I could do it. And then realizing the issue wasn't that I didn't have the skill set, it was I didn't have the activity. And once I flipped that switch of, it's not, the end goal isn't sales, it's activity, right? And Andy's been preaching that ever since I've been here, is don't track your sales, track your activity, because that's what matters. The sales, the premium is a head fake. And, Deanna and I just had a conversation of, if we just work harder, if we just go all out, that's what's holding us back. It reminds me of, getting out of your own head. A few months ago, Paul Roberts did a call where he was talking to Jeremy Patton. And I guess Jeremy had come to him with some issues or just some stuff in his head. And Paul stopped him and just said, if you had written 10,000 this week, would we be having this conversation? Right. And that instantly just stuck with me. And I kind of translated it to, if I ran 40 appointments this week, am I in this situation? Am I having this thought? And so even now the conversation has just switched to, if there's any money issues or if there's bills that need to be paid and Deanna might come to me worried, I just say, we got to work more. We have to do more appointments. That is the solution. It's not to freak out. It's not to blame. It's dial, pick up the phone.
And we're going to be hanging out in Aruba together because y'all qualified for Thailand/Aruba. And
our first trip, so we're excited.
Yep. So I'm thinking back on your numbers last year, like at June 9th of last year. Were you halfway qualified for the trip?
I believe we were at, I believe we're at 26,000 points, something like that in June last year, yeah.
In June. And then you went to work. Got that consistency of activity. And I love that they tag team. So Deanna's making the phone calls for you and setting some appointments, and Dan's awesome at door knocking, and you'll go out. So proud of you for what y'all are doing. Dan's also super packed, so way to go on that. Thank you for setting the example with us. All right, up next is my Emily. So hey, sweetness.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
I can, loud and clear. So for those of you who don't know, she's showing up as Emily Katz because she is my daughter. And we couldn't be prouder of Emily. So Emily, where are you right now? Are you sitting beside me?
I wish. No, I am in Bradenton, Florida. So I made the decision that after I graduated college, I did back in May, that I would move down to Florida, about 10 hours away from everything I know, to get closer to Andy, because I know that association and being around this team is what's going to push me to meet the goals that I am going to want to achieve. So I made the move down here, and I've been loving it and just inspired by all the people down here, Stephanie Rodriguez, my part lead, T-Max, everybody down here pushing me.
Cool. So, just graduated from NC State College School of Management, official title, right? Marketing. Was it concentration? Those words. So proud of her. 19 years old. So at graduation, they put up a stat that said the youngest graduate was 20. They said they had their math wrong because she's 19. So super proud of that. 2.5 years, or 2 years, basically to get through college and come out with a 4-year degree in 2 years. So proud of you for that. So tell them a little bit about what you did business-wise last year.
So last year I was working part-time. I would like to say I was put in 2 to 3 days a week. If I was being honest, it was more 1 to 2 days of actual effort because I was living the college life. And I issued, I had $32,000 deposited into my bank account, and I qualified for the Aruba trip that we are about to take in a couple months. And so that was awesome. It's crazy that you can just work part-time and make $32,000, which is more than some people make full-time. And looking around at my friends making $8 an hour, and me coming home with that much money, it was really cool.
Her little part-time in college was more than I ever made as a teacher. So yeah, very, very cool. So kind of tell us what's been your, you graduated, and between the graduation and the move to Florida, what did you do, and how are you acting from that now?
So as soon as I got down here, I decided that I wanted to start doing more door knocks. So 2 weeks ago, I had the awesome opportunity to go run with Belle Krause out in Seattle. And so I was just riding along with her for a few days, getting coached by her, which is just amazing that we have that team who's wanting to help everybody. And it's because of the relationship that my parents had built with Jake and Belle that I was able to just text Belle and be like, hey, can I come hang out with you for a few days? And so she is amazing. And I was riding along with her and watching her do door knocks. And I was like, honestly, door knocks terrify me. Like walking up to that first door, I was like, how is Belle not terrified right now? Like I'm scared and I'm not even doing anything. And so she helped sit me down, and we looked at the lead map, and she was like, there's 111 R2s, which are 2-year-old leads in Bradenton, Florida. Why don't you just buy them? And so I bought them. And so that was my goal, is I'm just going to get through all of them. And the day after I moved down to Florida, I went out and I did 10.5 hours of door knocking. And then from that, I'll have $500 deposited in my bank account. The next day I got up and did the same thing, another $500 deposited. And so it's crazy. I've been, every single day that I've gone out and door knocked, I have made enough that I'll have $500 or more deposited into my bank account, which is $2,500 a week, about $125,000 in a year. And that's like $50 an hour that I'm making, which is just crazy to think about.
Yeah. So you were doing it part-time, and now you're stepping out of your comfort zone doing the door knocking. You think, have we seen the best of Emily Katz yet?
No, this is me scared working. So whenever I get confident working, it's going to be crazy, and I'm excited about that.
and we're excited to see what the future holds for you.
Yeah.
What I love is that Emily, as scared as she is, she's gone out and worked. And I will be proud mama for a moment, because that's hard. It's hard. I mean, I know what she's like when she's scared, and I've loved watching her still go do. Andy always talks about it. It's hard to motivate a mud hole, but we can guide a geyser. So wherever your weaknesses are, we can help you get better, but we can't make you go to work. And so proud of you, Emily, for getting out there and going to work. So Matt,
and I would just like to say real quick, also just getting coaching, because every day after I finish my appointments, I've been reporting my numbers to Andy, Noelle, and Belle, and then I've been getting coaching on it. I've been talking to them daily of what can I do better, and I think that helps a lot, because that's what's going to improve my skill to get the numbers higher.
And if you're asking why is she asking them and not her mom and daddy, because have you ever tried to coach your child? It don't work. Same thing for coaching your spouse. So husband and wives building it together, find someone else that is growing that you can tie into. So we thank you all, those of you who are pouring into Emily. Love y'all so much for that. So Matt Hughes, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys?
We are so glad to have you on the call. So Matt, kind of tell everybody, are you doing this full-time, part-time? You got other things, irons in the fire? What else going on
for
you?
Yeah. So I'm doing this part-time officially. I'm trying to work full-time hours, so full-time appointments. Currently, I'm a full-time paramedic on the ambulance, and I also have two other side gigs along with this. So total four jobs, but I try to do mainly this and the paramedic job. So yeah, every time I have off, I go and I run insurance because I just love it. I love people. It's helping people besides help people in the ambulance. It's just another way of helping them.
Yeah. So you're obviously not scared of work. I mean, someone who's scared of work doesn't have four things going, right? So you're not scared of work. What has drawn you? What's captivated you about the Alliance that you're like, I'm gonna work so hard here. I want to give it a full-time effort, even though I'm part-time. And you're part-time. In May, you issue paid $8,000 part-time. So what draws you? What makes this the opportunity that it is?
So I mean, just going out there and it's being your own business, right? You don't have a boss on top of you telling you can only do this, or they don't say, oh, you have to apply to get this higher up a position, right? No, it's your job, it's your life, you're your own boss, you're your own competitor, right? So I just feel like there's such a big opportunity. You push yourself, you drive yourself to go as big and far as you want to go. Along with that, the Alliance, working with all these people, like the community, the people you work with are just so nice. They're just always there to help you, always there if you have questions. They want you to get better, right? And that environment just makes it so much better on top of just helping other people, right? Because doing this, you're helping people. Even though sometimes you do dials, door knock people, and sometimes they're rude to you, right? Well, they just don't know that you're there to help them, or they just might be on a bad day, right? But then there's those other people that you truly do help, save them money and make sure they are covered and educated about what the coverage that they have or going to have, right? So it's just, I don't know how you just can't love this business. It's just helping people. I love it.
So some people, when they get someone who's rude to them, or when they've had a bad day, they're like, I'm out of here. I can't handle the hard. So I love that you have availed yourself to the team. Like the Alliance is here to help, but you've got to be receptive. It's like if someone wants to give you something and you got your fist and you got it all closed, you're closed off. Nothing happens. But when you like Justin, when you open your hands and you receive the help and the encouragement and the fixing the thought process and going to work there, then you can accomplish something because you've been willing to hear and receive. So good. Proud of you for that, Matt. And we're looking forward to all the great things that you've got. And we want to be hanging out with you in Alaska. So keep on keeping on. All righty. So Miss Jessica Phillips. Hi.
Hello.
So kicking butt, also a super PAC, turned in business 22 out of 22 weeks. So that consistency. Just yes or no. Do you ever deal with snakes in your head?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the crazy that makes us good, right?
Yeah. I think that's no knowledge at this point, but there is a little crazy in my life.
So what helps you get past the crazy so that every week you're turning in business?
I really think it's part of just plugging into the system. Between plugging into Adam and Beth, knowing where my point is, knowing that I'm in a mood and I need to reach out to Dr. Adam and Beth Katz because they will fix and readjust my attitude, because my attitude not being able to reach out and grab somebody to help me get myself out of my head, because sometimes you can't do it on your own. That's why we have a team. And I just utilize the team, and I thank God every single day for Adam and Beth Cat and for the team that we have in place, like Tia and Terry and many others, Nick and long, and all of them, because if we didn't have those, I wouldn't be able to readjust my attitude. I know that if I reach out to them while running business, they will help me readjust that attitude. And then the other thing is setting a standard. You go to work, they say you're there 8 to 5. This is a freaking job. This is no different than a regular job. Yes, it's your business, but if you don't treat it like a job, then you're not going to go anywhere. So my standard is I'm going to run 4 days a week. I'm going to commit myself to that, and it's like a job. I'm firing myself if not. And I mean, nobody's going to fire themselves from business. Let's get real. But it's just knowing the requirements and hitting your requirement. Knowing each week you got to go to work. Everybody goes to work to eat. Why are you any different? I mean,
do you always when you're setting your schedule and you've got your day full of appointments, do you always feel like getting up and going?
Yeah. Yeah, no, my schedule is sometimes set 2 weeks. Like I know right now I don't really have a day off for the next 14 days because I know my schedule for the full next 2 weeks. And it's like, I'm already out here planning stuff for August. Like, goodness gracious.
But you got a plan in place and you're working that plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
So proud of you for that. Proud of the consistency and one day more of your story will come out and people will know more of what you're overcoming. But thank you for setting the example of just makes it look easy to get up and go do. And it's not always easy, but she still does. And so proud of you for that. Steve Maxim down in Florida, taking care of my baby girl. Hi. So how are you?
Beth, I am fired up. I am so fired up to be on here and everything. Thank you, Adam and Beth. You guys show your heart, and you've really shown me how to grow my heart in this business here. You guys keep giving us a lot of reasons to go out and fight every single day. And really, you guys were the belief that I didn't have, and you guys believed in us and helped us grow. So I'm super grateful for that, Beth, and Andy and Jane and everything. And then seeing the team on here with Linda blowing up and everything, it's just been an awesome, awesome experience here.
Well, thank you. We are glad to have you on the team. Another Super PAC, another every single week. Steve has turned in business. What's been your best month this year?
So far this year, it's been 31,692. I've been fired up about that. I've got bigger goals. I've set goals with Andy on there and building a team and trying to get AM as fast as possible here. I'm just so super fired up about this opportunity here. Good.
You've been sitting down doing some goal planning with Andy. Is it easy to put yourself in the fire and have Andy help you set some goals, or is that
You talk about some snakes in the head and everything, all right? So like in the beginning, getting around Andy, I was so thankful that Adam had a great relationship with him, and being down here in Florida, me personally, it was a little difficult in the beginning. Sort of, what do I say? What do I do? And it was challenging. But with Adam's guidance and then being able to talk with Andy, it's just so powerful on there. I mean, I had the pleasure of riding back with him on the plane about a week ago when we were in Wilmington, and just having that conversation with him and asking him questions. I always remember the quality of the questions will determine like the quality of your income. And I love that he said, have your schedule run you. That's been a big thing for me because I know COVID threw me for a loop and everything. But after a while, I started to have my schedule run me, where I was just going out and doing it over and over. And I think we've all said it, is the activity has been so huge that we've raised our level of activity. I'm so happy that, Andy has tricked us into doing the 40-40. That right there alone really started to change my mindset on there as well. and the rewards that we got from that, I mean, those were completely unexpected. Like at the summit, we had the opportunity to go hang out with Andy at the cabin over there, the leadership cabin. It was huge, completely unexpected and everything. And all these little things that are, you know, the system of utilizing the system in the Alliance has helped me change my mindset and help me achieve what I want to achieve in life here, and build a legacy for my family, and keep growing with the team here. I think that's what the whole beauty is of this whole organization, is just to keep growing over and over and over in here. And Andy said some of these great tricks. They just keep building, just like the 100K builder for non-agency managers, man. I'm trying to get as many people as I can to family reunion, because I remember that's where it hit me first, that was a transitional point in my life, getting to that first family reunion for me, because I wasn't even involved at the time. I just went to family reunion. I wasn't even selling at the time. I just booked my ticket, brought my kids down, and said, we're going to go to this thing. And it changed ever since that time on there. So it's just been absolutely incredible, and so thankful for the opportunity.
Well, we're proud of you, Steve. I know we're just seeing just the tip of the iceberg of what you can do, that there's so much more potential that you're developing, and we're just proud of you and what is yet to come. Speaking of being proud, we have Linda Goebel, and Linda and Keith are brand new qualified district managers. Woo! We are so excited. And you're like, do I have to go step by step up the chart? And we're like, no, because Linda hit AM and DM like right smack dab, because she's gotten so consistent at working her business and working it like a business. So Linda, you came to us with a little bit of a business background, right?
Yeah, I sure did. Am I good?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Yeah, so the topic today of getting out of our own head and our own way to go partner, just for me, that is kind of exactly what you're saying. It's just having a business mindset. It's to have correct perspective. We have just an accurate view of the Alliance as a business opportunity, I think is maybe what I would say we've probably fit over the last year working within the Alliance. I was just gonna kind of take a minute to kind of help other people with that maybe a little bit today. All my life, I wanted to own my own business. I wanted unlimited income and freedom from that 9-to-5 career, and just kind of lay a hold of that American dream. Mm-hmm. When I found the Alliance, I just finished a round of kind of trying to do that, having my own business. So got out of corporate America, went through college. I think it's funny, Emily, I want you to know I did a 4-year degree in 5 years. So that equation. So, but I had jumped, my husband and I, Keith and I, had jumped into business owning after about 7 years of just traditional work world life after college. And we had done some kind of little things like a consulting company, where there was no overhead. So it was me being a consultant. And then we'd done like a software development for hospitals, which was more of a project than a business. And then other little businesses along the side. And they really all kind of felt more like adult lemonade stands, more business, I would say, entryship than ownership. And then we looked around and thought, well, we need to do something for real, like a real business. And so for us, that meant things like overhead, employees, buildings, architects, contractors, banknotes, and investors ultimately. And then what we had were several businesses, restaurants, distribution companies, logistics companies, kind of running all these different business entities. And all of that makes a lot of money. But all of that means you don't keep a lot of money, right? Because you have overhead and bankers and investors and employees. I think we had 5 businesses, 4 buildings at one time, 100 employees. I was just kind of doing the math. We did 1.8 million in debt and about 3.5 in annual revenue. And all of that in a 5-year run. And in that time, I don't really recall putting any money in our personal account. We fought every day, every week, every year, just to build something for the long term. I mean, we knew we wouldn't see any money for the first 3 years, and we were fine with that. So that's what owning a business kind of to us looked like. And so in 2010, we had all these businesses. We'd lost everything when the economy crashed. And so we lost all 5 businesses, all of our investment. Our investors lost money, and we lost all our buildings, even the one we were living in, our own home. So we found ourselves kind of in our mid-30s, just starting over, just kind of now what? And so when we woke from that nightmare, that's when we bumped into the Alliance. And when we found the Alliance, we were 100% looking for something other than a job. But I think when you are handed the Alliance, I think that for us was kind of maybe a little bit of the thing that unhelped us, was because it was this packaged business model, proven system laid out, 8 steps, green book, conference calls, conferences, carrier, all of it was right there. And I think when that happened, we kind of we didn't recognize it almost, for whatever reason, as the business that it was. And so that's what I wanted, I think, on my end, is if you can have a correct perspective of the business, then you'll have, as a business, then you'll fight for it harder, you'll work harder for it. And all we have to do is execute it, but we have to execute it with the seriousness of a business. So I think about a year ago when Andy announced his partnership with Integrity, and then our ability to do so also, that was kind of like a wake-up call, I think, for Keith and me. We just stepped back and looked at it for the fullness, I guess, of the opportunity that it was. And we could have done that all the time prior to that, but for whatever reason we didn't. And so now, and for I'd say a full year, we've been creating consistency within the Alliance system. We have a team that's working, that collaborating and running together, like Tiff and Matt said. We're working on how we work the system of the Alliance, how to treat it like a cash flowing business that it is, and just kind of how to maximize it. So
are you still investing? Are you still having, compare the overhead here and employees versus what you did?
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, right? So we have staff. In fact, we just this week, we kind of committed to hiring an additional person in kind of what role that she would fill. So we'll have 2 full-time staff. We are investing in recruiting and really trying to figure out where to pour those resources into. And that's kind of what I was thinking, just treating it like the business that it is. So you have this beautiful business model that Andy's created, just said, hey, execute it. And then, and all the help, like everyone on here's mentioned, all the amazingness of you and Adam and Andy and Jane, and just, but I guess I just challenge you, if you've ever owned a business, and I mean, I'm looking on the call, I know several of us have, and I know several of us have within the Alliance. Just treat it like you did when you owned your own, right? And sometimes all the system of it just kind of makes us think we just have to execute this 100%, but you have to execute it like it's your own business. So all the other stuff you need to be doing as if it was your own, like your staff, like your recruiting plan, like your business plan, like your, look at your profit and loss, structure and strategy, just like you did if it was your own. And then I challenge you, if you've never owned your own, then just work the system, trust it, sell, build, recruit, while you're seeing the vision of how to own your own. And be excited, because you didn't have to go through millions of dollars of mistakes like the rest of us all did, right? So many of us. And so it's a proven business model, it works, but don't just work it like it's a sales job that is also attached to business. Man, just see the bigness of it. See it as a business that you've been given to go make and execute in the fullness of a business.
Right. So from a business perspective, what did your team do in May?
We did 100, well, in June, 100, May, I think it was 90 some thousand. June, we did 115,000.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
May, because we're just in June now, but
yeah. But you know, it's really cool. And again, with the ARC, like Tiffany was saying, it is just being able to see your hierarchy production, just I mean, I always feel like I get, because I've been around a little bit, but I always get into these uphill both ways in snow, right? That's how we went to school. But man, we used to have, I mean, I don't even know how we tracked our numbers before, but now we hit a button and it says how each team is doing and issue paid numbers. And it's incredible. There is, this is the stuff, right? This is the business stuff. You can go strategize and calculate, and then you go execute the system of sell, build, and recruit. And so just making it easier and easier. Andy just texts something, some new tool. We get to, I mean, during the call, I'm like, I can't wait to go look at it. Just constantly equipping us to do it better, faster.
And that's it. You are, thank you, Linda. You are in the right place at the right time with the right people. And whatever you think is a battle in your head, I promise you there is someone on this team that wants to help you. Will help you get better with your thought process as you get better with the activity. We just need you to be willing to step up and step out and say, okay, I'll go to work. I'm going to make a mess of it. You all fix the mess. Thank you, Andy and Jane, for doing that. Thank you, team, for the example that you all are setting. And Alliance, it's time for us to go partner. Let's go out. Let's change the world. Love y'all.
Thank you.